Now we're
When
recording.
you're just really, really anxious about having to shit.
You're obsessed with having this shit. Oh, that's Fernando. He has OBS. Alright.
Oh.
It's not a real thing.
No, but it would explain how often he shits. Or fucking just rips ass.
Episode 7. I gotta learn how to trim videos. What do you want? What are you putting?
What do you think I want?
Water?
No.
Coffee?
No.
This?
No.
Phone?
No. A mouse.
The what?
The mouse.
Oh, your mouse.
Yeah. Keep stealing my mouse.
Oh man.
That's a rough
So-
night.
So this is
Right.
this is what the D&D game actually is to those who are just joining us. It's the DM fucking up and getting yelled at. Oh man. Alright, Fernando has 5 more minutes, but we can get started without Fernando. Because
Shizzle.
you guys are all in the city of Baldurs Gate. So I'm going
Hey.
to change the theme music. Enough of this Critical Role stuff. Time to get you guys some real immersion.
Ooh.
Welcome to Baldur's Gate. It's a little loud. Alright. So this session we enter chapter 4. Chapter 4 of Hoard of the Dragon Queen. Let's see here. It's okay, you are excused. Baldur's Gate is a bustling center of trade, with goods coming from north and south, by wagon along the tradeway, and by ship on the Sea of Swords. From the east, along the river Corinthar, from the Cormanthor and Sembia, Baldur's Gate is situated on a prominent bluff next to the river overlooking an excellent natural harbor. It's divided into 3 distinct segments. The upper city, where the richest and most influential citizens live, and where the city's marketplace, the Wide, is located. The lower city, which surrounds the harbor, and where most of the city's merchants live and conduct their business. And the outer city, which lies outside the walls, and where most of the city's laborers reside, in conditions that vary from crowded but clean to squalid. So, you last time, and I actually have the session notes. That is not it. Thank you for the artwork, Blake.
Chris just texted me too.
Who?
Chris,
Oh, yeah, he messaged me earlier. DM's folder.
he wants us to come by.
I somehow got disorganized with where my handouts are.
You are forgiven, Tom.
Thank you.
What a benevolent DM.
Oh, I hope I didn't overwrite the campaign recap. Where is it? I have so much stuff, I lost it. Oh no, here it is, I found it! Alright. Oh man, I'm like looking at all these folders, like, where the fuck is the recap? Alright, so over the last couple of sessions, the party tracked down the green dragon Venomfang to an old ruined elven village where they confronted the dragon, striking him down. Unfortunately, the victory came at a great loss, as Brosho the ranger's life had been claimed in the fight. The party attempted to flee, and however got lost in the woods during said time, lost another party member. Attempting to recover from the loss of 2 party members, the group pressed onward, where they were drawn into the lair of an ancient green dragon known as Venomclaw, who revealed herself to have been watching the party in the wood of Sharp Teeth, and that she is the mother of Venomfang, whom had been slain by the party. So she offered to bring Brosho back to life in exchange for cooperation from you guys to do her bidding, which happens to align with your current objective now. However, upon Brosho's return, he rose again covered in green dragon scales, acting slightly different than his usual self. Meanwhile, a bronze dragon by the name of Felgalos freed himself from a magical prison within the lair of Venomclaw, as if he was never truly trapped to begin with. Velgulis offered to operate the teleportation circle for the players and deliver them to the city of Baldurs Gate, where you guys appeared in the old, seemingly run-down cellar of... You can see like large kegs, empty kegs, full kegs. Appears to be some sort of tavern.
So we're in a tavern right now?
And that is where we are. You guys are... Beautiful artwork again by our fantastic fighter Lance. Oh, and the immersion music stopped.
Oh?
I guess that's it for immersion.
So if we're in a tavern... I don't know. That's all I thought of.
Yeah. So you guys are in the basement of a tavern.
Alright, we'll look around, I guess. I would see if there's anything interesting laying around.
You see there's a staircase that leads up.
Well, we're at a tavern. Is there any, like, things of alcohol?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's empty, clean tankards. There are wooden bowls, backup tankards, backup, like, kegs.
I'm gonna take a tankard.
Feel free.
Probably
Sweet.
should pay for it.
No.
No.
I'm putting that in my inventory. And is there any open kegs?
The ones down here, no. None of them are open.
Okay.
They all seem to be sealed pretty good.
Well, let's should probably head up. Are we still downstairs?
Yeah, you guys are just downstairs currently.
I assume there's stairs.
I'm not going up first.
I'll go first. It's probably a normal thing. I mean,
Yeah.
You know, not
So-
teleportation.
So Lance, you go up the stairs, make your way up to the top of the stairs, and there's a door.
Well, I opened the door. Oh, is it locked? Are we screwed? Are we locked in here?
The door, as you put your hand on the handle, opens with ease. And it leads you into a long entryway, which then quickly turns right into a wide open kitchen. There's a staff of very, a couple of halflings, dwarf here, half elf there. Mainly the shorter folks seem to be cooking the food, and the half elves seem to be taking stuff onto the floor.
I just pretend I belong and walk by.
Um,
And out into the bar.
People see you. They see a man in ironclad full plate armor with a long red great sword. They don't say anything. They just, you get a couple of like...
Wait. As we're walking by, can I add... Okay, first I want to specify this thing. I'm like a folk hero, so I get along with just common folk people really well.
No, you don't.
How would you know?
I do.
Just immediately
If
like.
I want to, I can do that.
Mom said I could be whatever I wanted.
I'm just double checking, sorry, to make sure it's...
So what would you like to do?
Oh. I just gonna ask them what this place is before we leave. Like, what is the name of, like, the tavern we're at?
And you got the attention of one of the cooks, a black-haired dwarven man, kind of pulls down his apron a little bit and says, "Hey lad, you find yourself in the kitchen of the Elfsong Tavern. Are you looking to fetch us some mead, or are you just here to look?"
You cut out at the end.
Here to fetch us some mead, or just to look?
Just a look.
I'm just passing through. Let's walk out into the main bar area.
Yeah, you see the cooks kind of giving everyone else but Land like kind of dirty look, like you're not supposed to be back here, but none of them have the goal to say anything else about it.
You know, it's a teleportation circle in your basement. It's something you should kind of look into.
The chefs kind of look at you, and they look at like your chest area. Well, one of the chefs. The rest of them continue. The one that is being talked to
Guys
currently.
up here.
Sorry. Usually there's a certain kind coming through, and upon further inspection, I can see that you're not who I was expecting. Oh, Fernando just messaged me. He's on his way.
Cool.
As the dwarven man coughs into the food.
Oh, come on.
He says, "Oh, don't worry," and casts prestidigitation. Or pretends to. He's really just pouring salt on it.
That's probably magic. I don't know.
The movie Waiting comes to mind.
With enough heat, you can beat the meat. Felithar's like, that doesn't make any sense, friend. But he keeps his head down in the boat.
Already
We're
seem kind of
talking about
docile.
bait.
I'm gonna take a piece of food.
Yeah, me too.
No, I'm like, guys, you gotta.
I've been dead for like what, like days? I haven't eaten.
And I'm a kobold, and they have like food in front of me, like, and I'm a thief, like.
Make one adjustment.
So I mean, I don't really want to steal it. I just want to take it because they definitely seem kind of like.
I don't want to steal it. I just want to take it without
Yeah.
paying them.
Yes, I'll take without permission.
It's not a
Alright.
not a sneak thing.
Well, so
I don't know if they have intimidate or just grab it. They seem like they wouldn't do anything.
I mean, are you going to intimidate them, or are you just gonna grab it?
I'm just gonna grab it. I don't need to intimidate. I was like kind of friendly with them. We're good.
Hey, me too.
That'll be 1 silver, friend. The dwarven man's already holding his hand out.
Oh. Alright, well, I guess we're gonna go with intimidate.
I'm just gonna like push land off and pay for it and be like, I'm sorry. They aren't very smart.
Actually, it was kind of cute. I was gonna give it to him.
Alright, I'm gonna take another piece of food.
That's another silver, friend. And he looks to Lance.
And now I walk away.
He's
deal with it.
still holding his hand out to Lance, but he got a big old grin on his face. Feels like he knows what's about to happen.
I give him a gold piece and 'cause I don't really have much silver, but I have plenty of gold. Yeah, you know what, if we start a tab, start us a tab, we'll probably be here a while.
Sorry, guys. Felgalos steps out from behind all of you guys. This about standing 6 foot tall, seemingly dragonborn looks, but with a tail. Walks towards the door and says, "This way, you guys. They're with me. Don't worry about it." And he brings you out into the actual tavern side where there are many tables and booths. You see there's another set of stairs that lead up and a door that leads out to the streets. It is moderately occupied. You see at the bar a man. Well, actually, I guess you wouldn't know if it's necessarily a man, but you see a humanoid figure in wraps similar to Dr. Nada's. You can't really see his face. He's kind of covered in a sort of mask, and it seems to be a bit more like of a what's it called, like a hijab? Trey, help me out here. What's the headdress, kind of? And long robes.
Head wrap.
Turban?
Yeah, and 2 seats.
Turban works, but it's not a turban.
2 seats
Ah.
down.
Wrap.
Yeah, 2 seats down from this fella. You also see 4 kobolds line the other side of the bar. 3 of them being just off-shot reddish greenish color, but one of them also being blue.
Oh. Huh? Alright.
Hey, what's up? How you
In
doing?
Dragonic, so none of these other people can hear me. I'm walk up and say, "What up, brother?"
All right, they're like the 3 of them, the 3 red ones. They don't. They just kind of stare at you and are quiet, and the blue one is like, "Hello, brother."
Wait,
Ah,
Lance, you get tag teamed in?
No, I'm this is the kobold. He's another one of my characters.
Oh, my bad. Okay.
Yeah, throw a voice on. So you have these 2 similar-sized blue-scale kobolds standing in the middle of the tavern as a hush falls over the crowd. As kobolds within the city is interesting enough, but now it's just kind of like what's happening? Are they having a standoff? As Felgalus takes a seat, Velithar as well.
And my name is Ular, and I'm just trying to do what's best for all kobolds. You know, I don't see too many here. Why don't you take a seat and let's have a chat?
I
Vaylith,
don't really. We just like. What? Tell me whatever you want to tell me. I don't want to sit down. Hurry up. Ugh. Talkers.
If you find yourself lost or, you know, in need of a place to stay, come to the Sunless Citadel.
Okay.
Vaylithar looks up at the mention of the Sunless Citadel, flips a few pages in his books, and off in the distance you hear, "Oh," and the slam of a book. And you hear a ding as a quest marker pops up.
Wait, could Vaylithar
Sure.
hear?
I'll mark it on your map.
What was that?
Could Vaylithar hear Dragonic?
Yes.
Oh.
Like, here,
I
I'll
bet.
mark it on your map. And you just like pull the map up.
Can I hear Traconic now?
Brosho, go ahead and
I'm
roll
pretty
your...
sure I.
Brosho, go ahead and roll your wisdom save for me.
All right. Although I did do that like right before we ended last time, so I didn't
Oh,
know if
and
we wanted
then-
to carry that one over or if we were doing a new one.
I'm gonna let you do another one.
All right.
Uh,
So it was a wisdom save.
Yes, it's a wisdom save.
Oh, and then the blue kobold throws in. Oh, and you can bring your slaves with you.
Oh. Perfect. Perfect.
Brosho,
I'm the leader.
you did understand that.
Nice.
He could have percepted that I was gonna say something like that anyway.
Yeah, I know. I know this little
It's like,
creature pretty well by now.
By the way, I have your teeth.
Yeah, I'm aware.
But bro, if you go to feel at your current teeth, you have fangs in place of the missing teeth.
Nice.
but you know. if
I
you
put him
want
in
to
two
see
different spots though. He has weird looking fangs. They're not like in cool spots. It's like in like the
I
side.
have scales on my face. You think I care? I look awesome.
And that brings... Actually, if I could get you guys, the party, to come sit with me.
This is Lance now.
One sec while I eat another wonton.
You should. Ah, crap.
Lance?
Yeah, we should probably get him checked out. I mean, you know, dragon magic it doesn't look.
What about dragon magic? He's fine. He's fine. He was dead. Now he's not.
Yes, actually, if we could take a seat, there's a few things I'd like to discuss with you. Vaylithar states. As Minerva pops out of his pocket dimension finally.
All right, what did I miss?
God.
Oh. Welcome back.
You're not Minerva. No.
Vaylithar invited everyone to come and sit at a table with him.
And they wanted to get you checked out medically,
So,
but
Oh, come-
I think you're fine.
I am fine.
Yeah, he's fine. Dragon scales are
You talked
good.
for
If
a
anything,
whole 2
you should
minutes.
get Lance. We should kill you and then
I'm-
get you dragon scales.
I'm better than I was yesterday. Tell you that much.
And then I do a mighty breath.
Oh, what? No, like a breath attack?
Oh, not at anybody, just like in the air.
Why?
That. Because it's a cool dragon thing.
Yeah, but you're in a wooden building.
Okay, yeah, I did it up.
Trey.
I don't care. What are the consequences? I did it.
Trey, could you tell me what your passive perception is?
Yes.
That's a-
Second.
That's always a terrible thing to ask. 'Cause now we're all suspicious.
It's a
5.
No. Wait.
Wait, what the hell?
You mean like?
Okay, never mind.
Passive-
I see it. You don't have to say it out loud.
15.
No, there it is.
It's too late now.
Yeah. All right. So, you guys all sit around the table. As Rax comes up from the basement, the barkeep's like, "Hi, can't be having your dogs in here.
What?
That is
Someone tip him."
that is a guard drake, not a dog.
Rex.
And he's a good boy.
He's a good boy.
My God.
Yeah, sorry. You know, teleportation circle. It's not on the street for something else. So
Oh,
If you don't,
I see. You with them. Never mind. Just make it quick. I don't want people to think that we have mutts in the back. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I kind of like heard him outside. Sorry.
I could have just told him to leave.
Yeah, probably.
So,
That's alright.
since I have you all here, there's a few things I'd like to discuss in terms of what we are doing.
What are we?
Yes, so this party started right here. Not in the same tavern, but started here in Baldurs Gate. A few of us still here. Lance,
Yes.
Yeah.
Corvo.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that was us, and then we met Ladies Anna and Brosho. Later on,
Yeah.
Dr. Nada and Corvo, and
There's a loud thump from behind.
But,
What?
Say those last two names again.
Dr. Nada and Corvo.
Where is Corvo anyway?
Dr. Nada's here with us right now.
Oh yeah, bro doesn't know.
Corvo was ripped in half.
Oh.
All right.
Okay.
The man with
I
the
put my
head
head- I put my head down in shame because I wasn't strong enough to wrestle him down.
It wasn't your fault, Land. It wasn't your fault.
No!
Out of curiosity, why am I here now and Corvo isn't?
Well, let's see.
Just like someone in my village, let him die.
We could have
Oh.
probably revived him, but we were.
We did not have the means to revive Corvo, but we
The man
somehow
with the headdress
managed
Like-
to.
jumps over,
The one.
stabs a dagger into the middle of the table.
Whoa!
It's a special one, by the way.
You can't just stab tables.
That in Valethar points at the dagger. That's Corvo's dagger.
That's my brother.
You-
I've
wait,
been
the
looking for
dagger's
him
your
for
brother?
2 months.
He's dead.
Oh.
Tough luck.
No, Land. Sir, would you mind taking
No,
a seat?
no, he's not dead. He's being stealthy out there.
Oh,
Yeah,
You know
go
how hard he
find
is to
him.
find?
No.
He is dead.
yeah.
I found his stuff.
Oh.
Oh,
How do you
Right.
think I found the dagger?
you got the teeth?
Excuse me, but
Fucking
what can we call you?
That's not important right now.
All right, we'll call you Corvo too.
All right.
Alright, that's not important right now.
Okay, now it is important. It's a mortal eye.
Mortal Eye. I see, and Dr. Nada looks up. Hello again, old friend.
Nada.
Immortal
What
Eye.
the hell happened?
Corvo was a fool once again. I was unable to stop him. I tried.
He.
I tried to save him. I
Many
went in to save him.
many of us
Then-
tried. You knew his arrogance would be his undoing.
Yeah.
Then
Okay.
he
So it was
didn't do the
greed
same
then.
for me.
Greed killed him. Got it.
Yeah.
Great.
It was like he like had thousands of gold pieces on him, and he wanted like 2 more, and I got him killed.
He did.
I'm not gonna lie, he had a look in his eyes, and he might have been on something that night. Like, he's just-
I mean, he did
He was
manage
really
to slay those a few dragon cultists on his way out. Give him that much.
That weren't attacking him.
Well, at least he killed a couple of those.
Wait, what do you
bastards.
know? You were back at the cart.
I mean, I was far away, but I could. I mean,
yeah. How? What did you do?
it wasn't that far. I was only about 50 feet from.
You never came and helped. You just listened.
I do recall you telling me to mind the cart. By the time things went down, he was already dead. By the time I had got there, so. Anyways,
You do look
it's
like
not
one that they would leave behind at the cart.
It's not about shifting blame.
I think you'll fit in just well. Just perfectly.
Anyways, Immortal Eye. And Valethar pulls out a sack of gold. He says there should be about 1,000 pieces in here. And he hands it over to you.
Perfect.
we-
Well, I guess it's some kind of blood money to send back to the village. I guess.
It's all I can really give now. The rest of his loot was lost in the river. Surely it'll turn up someday, but I don't wish to venture into the Wood of Sharp Teeth for a lifetime, I'd say. Which brings me to our next topic: is saw in the globe, greenest, the city we defended, burn once again. Baragost,
I wasn't sure.
Nashkel.
You know, this kind of like still burning from before. No. Yeah, that's fine.
Felgalos interjects. Scrying does not look into the past. And kind of frowns.
I don't know magic.
Oh,
Mortali's gonna casually grab a chair and just sit down at the table and just stare at everybody and listen.
yes. Make yourself comfortable. Though, you have a place with us here. We are.
Well, if Dr. Nada's here, might as well help him out. He helped out Corvo.
Dr. Nada looks at you and just doesn't say a word, but gives a slight. I mean, I'm talking slight nod. Duh. Okay. We never did find out where the raiders went. But, I mean, I feel we at least had to have accomplished something.
If you look at everything, we.
I mean,
We don't-
it
we
was
just-
a
we just
snowball
go.
effect. That snowballed.
Where's that alcohol at?
Wait
Oh, yes,
there.
you flag down one of the half-elf waitress.
No, I mean the cart of alcohol. That we were supposed to
Oh.
deliver originally when we were
Oh.
here.
Oh,
That's been gone for.
yeah, that's gone.
Okay.
Oh crap! Are we gonna see the people who put us on that job here?
Yeah, do we gotta pay those guys?
Yeah, we kind of.
I mean, Lance can pay them, but I mean, like, we gotta do that.
Not having a whole lot of faith in these guys to finish up their work.
We just
Oh,
gave
no.
you 1,000 gold for your dead brother.
Oh.
Which I am eternally grateful for. Thank
mean,
you.
You do know.
Doesn't bring my brother
He
back.
did say that I could have that dagger before he left, though. Like,
No,
like
he
read it with. No, I specifically. It was a strong conversation we had while walking. No one else
Land,
was there
land.
because we both would hide.
Land.
Yeah?
Let him have it. He's grieving.
You're lying. Also, I know Corvo would never give up this knife. I made it for him.
Oh,
Get outta here.
the violins start to play in the background. Some fucking sad music plays. Well,
No, I didn't make the enchantment on it. He found some wizard to do that for him. I made him the knife.
it's still, it's sentimental. It should be yours.
Okay.
Thank you.
The only thing we really came to know after leaving Greenest was that it was in fact the dragon cult behind the attack.
So are you going after them?
That's what I was going to ask you guys. And Veluthar brushes aside his brown cloak and reveals a harper pin on his left breastplate.
Where'd you steal that?
This was earned. I
He stole it.
am a slightly newer member of the Harpers. I didn't just join on to the caravan in order to see where this alcohol was going, but several of our members were investigating the direction of where this cult would be going, where they would be attacking. You never know who's involved, but I'm confident everyone here at this table is not a dragon cultist. However, there are much more than I care to acknowledge, but it appears clearly it has gotten much worse.
Well, then there's only one option. You gotta kill him.
I agree.
I don't like those guys any more than you do.
I think
Talk to our sources in the city and see what we can find out.
I think there are places. Yes, exactly. We can
I'm
ask
good
around.
with town folk. Yeah, this is fine.
I got several contacts back with the Flaming Fist.
Do you
I can go see what's up.
Do you remember the last thing we saw in the scrying orb, the black half dragon, wearing the purple robes?
It's coming back to me.
It's been a week. I know it's hard to remember. I think that may be a good place to start. And I look over to Felgalos and I say, no offense, but half dragons aren't exactly something you commonly see in the streets of Baldur's Gate. I reckon we should check carriages. And a carriage, this is the DM speaking, a carriage in Baldur's Gate is not your typical carriage that is, drawn by horses, but instead this is like your really old school, like Egyptian carriage, where like there are, two people on, one person on one side, one person on the back, and they're like holding it up and walking it. Kind of like rich nobles don't want to walk amongst the common rabble.
Is it 2 or 4 though? Because I can imagine 4 and then
I think
people sitting, like, in
4.
the middle.
I think 4. You
Okay.
need at least more than 2 people, unless you have some like really strong like Goliaths doing it.
Oh, that's possible though, isn't it?
Yes, it is possible. I'm gonna shoot Joe a message here.
Mortalite takes a really big swig from a really small flask and just stares at everybody.
Yeah, that elf
When do we start?
wench you talked about earlier. I did take some alcohol from her.
Yes, Valethar just is fucking loaded. He dropped 5 gold to the waitress as she walks by and tells her to keep them coming.
You know what? We should look at the bright side here. We made it back into town with most of our gold and with most of our party still alive. I think we should throw a party.
Oh no.
I'm not opposed to a party. However, there are still things to discuss, such as,
Of course.
what we're doing next and what to do with the information that we have now.
But first, stand up, raise my voice. A round of drinks on me. For the whole bar.
Nice. That means I had 2. How much? One's kobold get dangerous?
The kobolds, the Ular's other kobolds stand up and they're on top of the countertop of the bar now, and they're like, "Fuck yeah!"
Okay.
All right.
Mortalite's just gonna be like, nah, I'm good. I got my own.
How much is that gonna cost me?
I'm up there too. Fuck it. I'm dancing.
Yeah, let's see. This one's a little more upbeat.
How many people are in the bar?
A lot.
There's a lot of people in the bar. The size of this bar is probably like your average Applebee's.
Wait. Friday or a Tuesday? Okay.
Tuesday.
Well, can turn up on a Tuesday.
It's midday, so it's not as crowded as it will be in a couple of hours.
Do they still do the Wednesday night bingos?
I have no idea.
You can check in with the waitresses, but you see
With the
up on the blackboard behind the bartenders, you can see it mentions humans and houses. Underneath it, it's underlined H&H with a ampersand made of like a human.
Hilarious. Anyway.
I hate that I know that reference. Good.
So, full circle.
It's called 100 gold.
Valethar takes another swig. Are you all willing to take this a step further?
What?
Absolutely.
You could just as easily take your earnings now and walk away richer than you probably would be in 5 years working.
Well, this is enough money to live a comfortable life.
Hold on. Don't we also work for for Venom Claw now?
Work for her.
No. We.
No. I don't.
You do.
I didn't think you did that. I had my fingers crossed, didn't you?
Yeah, I'm a liar.
I don't know.
Well, I mean,
The best
good
kind
luck.
of liar.
Good luck, green scales. And then I have 2 of your teeth, and I threw one at your forehead, and I will remove it from my inventory.
Oh my
All right, I think I'm gonna finally start a fight with
What?
with the lizard. I'm
He
gonna,
just threw his own teeth at him. What'd you
I
expect?
still have one. It's okay. I'm gonna attempt to pick it up too if he doesn't. Pick it up.
Actually, you don't have his teeth. All his scales and teeth, after that spell was cast, they disappeared.
Okay, I'm extremely irritated with my teeth bag.
Yeah,
that I could
that's
like
what you
really
said.
mad.
That's what you said last time. I forgot. Yeah, the teeth and scales are gone from the green dragon. You still have teeth in that bag, just not bro shows.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, that
I,
was the. Oh, no.
I mean, I have a
Oh,
baby
no.
full
You're
of
right.
teeth.
You're right. No, you have bro shows teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so it did work.
No, you're
I
right.
did throw it
The
in his forehead.
scales are gone. You have bro shows teeth. But that's fucked up, man.
Yeah, through one of his teeth at his
No
forehead.
man's teeth.
All right, I'm gonna.
I'm drunk. I had to.
As-
I'm gonna. Can I like use my bow to shoot a bottle at him?
What?
Yeah. All
Punch
right.
me.
So in order for you to do this, this is an improvised weapon. So instead of a weapon attack, just go ahead and give me a straight dex check.
All right.
Because this is close quarters, so it's not like you're getting your modifier or
Where did
anything.
my character sheet go?
Oh.
Oh,
It's like
and,
transparent.
What if I want to grab it out of the air?
Oh, you just double click the
Oh, hold
transparent
on.
part.
All right.
Oh yeah,
Alright.
if you're a monk, you can do that.
I am a monk, and I'm a shooter.
Alright.
Okay, never mind.
So what was it? What save was it?
So you just click on your dexterity. Just click.
Was it saving throw or
No.
the skill?
Just
Alright.
straight. Just. Oh, you could do acrobat. No, just kidding.
Not for an attack.
Nah, just dex. Just straight dex. Just click.
All right.
Click the red words above.
No,
it.
Alright.
the.
All right. So
Oh, it's okay. Really
Oh,
quick.
wait.
What if I want to grab it out of the air?
then you have to do a really fast acrobatics check.
He's got an ability for it.
You
as
can-
part of the monk.
Damn.
You try to grab it, but it flies past your hand, and it's about to smack into land. Oh my god, I almost called you Lance. Land and Lance is hard sometimes, you guys. As it goes flying across the table, quickly deflected by land, as it only were to do 1 damage. So.
And it hits
And
someone
then
else.
Chuck and laugh. Ha!
And
As the
then
bottle hits the wall.
As the
when it
bottle.
hits someone else, then that guy's like,
It hits-
what the hell? Then
it-
he hits someone else
no,
and it starts to
stand down. The bottle hits a green kobold. Psst.
And then I laugh again. Ha!
How's Ular take that?
Oh, well, Ular's not green.
No, it didn't hit Ular. It hit one of his kobolds.
Oh. It's like, oh, what?
They
Bar
took
fight?
they took 1 damage. Velathar goes, no bar fight! As Felgalos stands up and yells, bar fight! And punches just the half-elf waitress just right across the face.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Jesus.
I
No,
jumped
no,
at
no,
Bro
no,
Show
no.
and I tried to punch him.
Yeah, go same deal. Close quarters. Instead of an attack roll, just roll straight dex.
He started a bar fight at noon on a Tuesday, guys.
He shot something at me. Damn it!
All right, so you get close to Bro as you see Bro divides into like 3-4 people, and you start to think to yourself like, you don't know how to use mirror image, as you go to punch one of them and it totally just isn't Bro. Meanwhile, the kobolds are getting down from the bar, kind of hilarious as their little legs are dangling from the bar stools. They hop down.
And they're all joining in the fight. Oh, you good fun.
Velathar kicks the table over, and the drinks go flying. He looks to Lady's hand, and he goes, "What should we do?"
I don't know what to do.
I don't know what to do either.
What kind of reaction is that?
Oh.
I'm confused. I'm gonna kick this fucking
Yeah,
table.
what the fuck?
What's going on?
I'm
Well-
even more confused now.
This is just what I do. This is what I do under pressure. I knock tables down.
Yeah, and it was like the people at the table who were just not taking a part of it. They're like, what the hell? And now they're hitting.
Yeah, anyone with something to prove has taken up arms and is now just fist fighting in the middle of this bar. As
Mortalized sighs just goes, okay, whoever's not fighting, just get behind the bar. And he just trudges his way through the crowd.
Why do I keep missing every shot on Bro Show?
so this bar fight goes on for a couple of minutes until you hear the doors kick in, and you see, I don't know, 10, 20 flaming fist guards led by a black man in full plate. I did not mean to click on this. Full plate armor. bearing the symbol of the flaming fist.
Lance isn't participating. He's just like standing there looking disappointed at people.
I'm not gonna put all the tokens on here because there's simply too many. So just imagine for every token there's 2. We'll just give them group rules. The doors open up. All right, you rabble! And this man has this rather large maul. As he slams it onto the ground, a thunderous boom goes throughout the tavern. Drinks fall off of tables. The window clings fly off.
Stop.
Shutters?
Yeah, shutters shake and close and open. I am Older Ravengard, head of the Flaming Fist Mercenaries. And he looks over to Lance.
Lance salutes.
Well, hey.
Flame Lance, what's going on here?
It's another bar fight.
I guess I wouldn't expect any less. He walks over with a smile, puts his head up to yours. It's good to see you, old friend.
Ah, good to see you too.
You look beat up. You look old.
I've had better days. But
Clearly. Well, there'll be time for catching up. And you see the other Flaming Fist mercenaries are kind of going, tending to all the other people fighting, pulling kobolds off kobolds, having a particularly hard time getting land to stop acting up.
man, stop it! Stop trying to eat him! Stop!
I whispered to Brosho, should I throw Oscar's teeth at this guy?
Can I even understand him at this point? Like,
Make a charisma check to try to speak.
You can understand.
Should I throw his teeth at him?
I don't feel so well, so I slow down a little bit.
Just falls over.
Well, I take it that these folk are with you, as Valethar and Xander setting the table back up.
Unfortunately, yes.
Well, where have you been? Are you aware of what's been going on?
No, that's actually something I want to talk to you about.
Yes, well, there will be a time for that. We're holding a summit. We're getting members of the Harpers, Order of the Gauntlet, Lord's Alliance together. There are dire matters to discuss. You, Flameland, such as yourself, you and your people are welcome.
I'd be honored.
Come to the High Hall upon evening.
We'll be there,
Good. Now,
sir.
the rest of you, quit acting up. Get back into order. This would be enough to land you in the cells for the night. You're lucky you have Flame Lance here. Men, let's go. They walk out of the bar. Seems like they made more of a mess than they cleaned up, but hey.
What am I doing with you people?
So back to what I was saying. There's a summit.
Are you okay, May?
I'm fine.
Cool the wizard weed for 5 seconds.
It wasn't the wizard weed. He pulls out a little note. He said, I got this from that guy. Felglos gives him a little winky poo.
I don't. By the way, most of this conversation I'm not gonna probably hear because I'm pretty passed out right now.
Oops, didn't mean to delete them all. Just all of them but one. Dude.
I'm gonna go pay for the damages too.
Oh my god.
Ugh.
Don't carry my room.
Oh, you got money. Okay.
Yeah, we're pretty loaded. Oh, I got it.
Just disappointed counting out gold pieces.
It costs you about 10 gold. As you're counting them out, the bartender holds up his hand. He's like, "Ah, that'll be good enough."
The drinks cost more. This happens every day. Alright. You guys all know who that was, you know. It was like the head of the Flaming Fist. Pretty important job here at Baldurs Gate.
I don't even know what the Flaming Fist is, so.
They're like the cops.
Well, the city used to be a mercenary group, but now they're a military/police force.
Yep, the spread between the channels of Baldur's Gate and, oddly enough, Port Nyanzaru. In Chult, across the sea of swords.
Fun place.
Anyways, you guys get your shit together at the tavern.
What time of day is it?
It's midday. It's probably about 3 p.m. As
We'll
you,
get a few hours to chill before we have to head to that summit.
Dr. Nada stands up from the table. He says, "If you'll excuse me, I have a few things to gather," and he walks out. Before he leaves, he says, "I will know where to find you." So yeah, at this point, I'm going to turn over free roam of you guys to the city of Baldur's Gate. You now know to meet at the High Hall once the evening comes to advance the plot. So you guys can take this opportunity to long rest, short rest, buy some items, anything you're really looking for that you think you could get in the city, just let me know. But welcome to the city of Baldur's Gate.
Alright.
Well, those of you that haven't been here before, I can show you around. It's my hometown.
Yeah, and you'll notice on the actual map there's like bubbles that have like letters on them. Those are all locations, places you can go. But if you're just looking for a general shop, the Wide is a good place to look. Sorceress Sundries, magical shop.
If you have money, it might be worth trying to find, something worth you to buy, like, healing potions.
It's
Certainly.
true.
How much are those?
For the bottom line, healing potion is about 50 GP.
50
I think we
for
can,
one?
For the low tier, but I think we can afford better.
I mean, you might be able to. I gotta think further ahead. I'm not as rich as my brother.
We killed a dragon.
Oh.
It was
You're
a
paying
bad
for me
dragon,
is what I'm
nonetheless.
hearing.
And I
You're
lied.
gonna pay for me.
I gave you 70 platinum, not 1,000 gold. However much 70
Oh.
platinum is.
It's like 700 gold.
So close. Close.
God bless America.
God bless
Well, I
America.
mean, I guess I could drop some money for some potions. I mean, I wouldn't be against dropping a couple thou. That'd be okay.
Well,
This is the party's money anyway. Alright, let's see. Health potions.
you guys take racks out onto the street. People are giving looks here and there, but for the most part, not much is coming of it.
I feel like we should get him a saddle.
Yeah, you get land to ride on them.
Seems like we ride on him a lot.
Ladies and sheet chat.
I was looking at
Yeah.
what I had in my money.
Alright, let's
I
head
could-
to
Um,
head to the block.
I could probably use a fancy new weapon.
The Hall of Wonders, I know, has a shrine for Shantia, if you wish to.
Yeah, I'll go pray to my god.
So, I'll take you there. And Velithar and Lady Zan go off to the Hall of Wonders. So they know to meet you guys at the High Hall come evening, sundown.
Does anybody need me to buy them anything from the marketplace?
I don't think I really need them.
I'd like some potions. No one's gonna say anything.
I don't know if we need to go to a specialty shop, but I could definitely use a new weapon.
I'm carrying most of the party gold. I'll get us all some potions.
You could also
Wait, I can do it.
you could also go find Dr. Nada because he's an alchemist.
Oh.
I don't think-
I was hoping he'd be here for this part. No, I know one item he wants to make, so he's going off to make that. But we can kind of back up a second before he left. So Dr. Nada,
We're terrible alchemists. I'm gonna buy my services elsewhere.
Is
Okay.
he still coming?
Jeez.
He messaged.
Yeah, what happened?
I haven't been able to text him back yet. I said he had no clue when he was supposed to be off, and his phone
Oh.
died.
Oh.
So you still come? Question mark. All right. So, Dr. Nada, instead of vaguely leaving, mentioned he was going to get supplies to craft some things. Does that mean you shouldn't buy health potions? No, I'm just letting you know he's making some alchemical
Are health
stuff.
potions generally in a stall, or are they in a shop?
So, you take more of a risk shopping at like a kiosk versus like a magical shop, but you can certainly find them. The uncommon ones you can find just about anywhere. But if you're looking for something with some oomph, I would check out Sorcerer's Sundries.
Alright, now I'm gonna head to Sorcerer's Sundries.
I'll go with.
Yeah, I'll go with. I don't. You got all our money.
I have 2,500 gold pieces, but they're mine.
Whoopsie doodle dander.
Well, then why bring it up?
Bring up your wealth always.
Oh yeah, here's a little map, Baldur's Gate for you guys.
You know what? I whisper to this new green scaled bro show. I think that new guy we're hanging out with doesn't like money too much, and that's good for me.
The Corvo's brother or the dragon guy?
Oh, I mean, the dragon guy, he did.
Yeah, as you guys walk into the streets, you notice you don't really see him anywhere.
What do we notice?
Yeah, what? Yeah.
The dragon guy, Felgloss, you don't see him. Seems to have wandered away.
Ah! That didn't work. How do you
Finally.
freaking private message somebody on this?
I don't think you can private message me on.
You can do
Okay.
Roll
slash
20.
GM.
Oh, can you?
There's a.
Thought it was
Oh
Ed.
no, there was some way to send message to the DM.
It's a good thing you started with Oi.
Yeah, I know. That's why I did it. I was like, this needs to be a test.
It's gotta be pretty serious then.
Kinda.
Was it about that dagger that you promised me? You finally remembered?
You can just message him on Discord.
It's not the same person. What do you mean?
Sorry.
They are different. They both wear hoods, but they're different. Concealed faces.
I like the nickname of Corvo too, bro show.
What?
Corvo 2.
Oh.
I'm going to burn all of your belongings.
Yeah, I'd step lightly on that one. So who's going to Sorcerer's Sundries?
Land, Lance, and bro show, I believe.
All
Yeah,
right.
I'm just going wherever Lance is going.
So you walk in to the majestic oval-shaped shop near
Look
the.
at this majestic oval-shaped
Yeah,
shop.
it's near which gate is that? Not That's not the Baldurs Gate. It is T. Come on.
Oh, it's that. This one. It's actually very close to here.
Yes. So you make your way to the oval-shaped shop in the center of the road, compared to the other sides of the street that kind of line horizontally and parallel along the way. It's got a blue.
Got
It's
a blue
like
what?
stained glass ceilings.
Stainless.
Stainless steel ceilings. Having a hard time with that one. But it seems rather small. But as you walk in, you brush the beads and the cloth door to the side, and it opens up to be like 2 stories tall and at least double the size in width. Standing in the very center of the store, there is a round-shaped desk. In the very center stands a moderately 5'4" sized creature, also covered in dappered robes, mostly covering the face, leaving a sort of shade in front. Hello there. What brings you to Sorcerer's Sundries?
God.
Yes, you see, sounds of a old female voice. The form in front of you then hunches over and loses about half of her height as you see this is her more comfortable form as she has like one of her arms like halfway, Johnny Depped up, kind of hanging on like a T-Rex. The other one reaches into her pocket and pulls out a rag as she's starting to kind of wax this metal orb in her hand. Not wax, just kind of clean it. As you look around the counters, you see along the walls line all sorts of different weapons. You see different styles of armor that range all the way from leather to plate, and a bunch of other random shit.
I'd like to see what health potions you have and weapons and armor. No?
Do you have any enchanted rings or necklaces?
Ooh, yes.
Is the stuff you have for sale not prepared?
Shut up. So you see, she presents. Most of her magic items are behind a counter. Like you could easily just jump over the counter and grab it, but I wouldn't recommend that. But for the most part, she will go over, grab the item, and show it to you.
Liam thinks in his head, you can't steal from these magic beans. They got eyes everywhere.
Yeah, as you look up, you see like in like the ceiling a bunch of eyes in the skies, a bunch of cameras.
Yeah, you'd think there'd be cameras, but no, they're literal eyes that are in the ceiling.
All just kind of blinking simultaneously.
It's kind of funny to you.
You look in the floor; it's all eyeballs. Anyways, she holds out a brooch, a pair of gauntlets, and an amulet. And she holds out the amulet and she says, "This is an amulet of water breathing. You put this on, you can drift into the shores and not come up until the nighttime and be totally fine."
How much?
Maybe we should look at, everything first.
What was the first thing? Did you say it was a brooch?
Yes, there's a sort of brooch.
Gotcha.
What's a brooch?
A brooch.
It's like a pin or like a fancy
brooch?
pin.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yes, it's a fancy pin. And
And the other?
That you'd put in like your cufflet?
No, like it's like for like in the neck.
Oh,
believe.
okay.
If
yes.
I'm right.
And she says, "This is a rather curious one. This is the brooch of displacement. You put this in, and it divides you in your enemy's eyes to two, giving creatures disadvantage against you on their attack rolls.
And the gauntlets?
These gauntlets, these were given to me by a big, strong Goliath man. These are gauntlets of ogre power. You put them on, and you get really strong.
How strong?
Very strong.
On a scale of 1 to 20, how strong?
More like +4.
Oh.
Or like plus 4.
And she pulls out, it seems like a nice little jewelry box, and she opens it up, and there is 4 gems, a yellow, a red, a green, and a blue. I'll just pop this one up.
Aw, cute. We could get matching gems.
Elemental gems.
They summon elementals?
Yes. Each one of these has the spirit of an elemental within.
How much are all 4?
That seems unethical.
Yeah, but it seems pretty cool.
About to...
Alright, no. How about how much for all of it? The lot right here.
The lot?
Yeah,
Well,
the
I
lot.
don't.
you must be very wealthy.
No, I'm not. I'm curious though.
Oh, 20,000
20,000 gold?
gold.
Yeah, What about healing potions?
Oh, what
How
kind
much gold do we have?
What kind are you looking for?
Something a bit better than the run-of-the-mill healing potions,
Ah,
but
shit,
not too.
Like a greater healing potion.
Damn it, that's the staff of healing. Where are you?
A mid-range healing potion.
Lance, speaking of something, did you ever give Bro his bow?
Hey, Dr. Seuss, calm down.
What's this about a bow?
I haven't. Let's like check my person.
Yeah, you have a really cool bow.
Oh, here it is. And I hand Bro the bow.
Nice. Now maybe I don't need to buy a weapon after all.
They got lost in my piles of gold I was carrying.
I
Yes.
hate it when that happens.
You were inquiring about health potions?
Yes.
Yes, I carry a few. What kind are you looking for, rarity-wise?
Let's see. You got any that are, a bit rarer than common, but not too.
Nothing to show off, just a...
She pulls out a larger box, and she sets it on the counter as she puts all the other items away. Sets this back on the counter, opens it up, and there are 4 potions inside of the box, sitting aloft on top of a pile of nicely shredded hay. You see they kind of grow in size. You see there's 2 of the same size, and then 1 large and 1 very large. She says, these 2, and sets them on the table, are greater healing potions. The other one is superior, and the last being supreme.
And how much each of them cost?
Well, for these 2, the twins together come at about 1,000 gold.
This place is kind of steep.
My darling, do you know how to get these on your own?
Don't answer that. He steals things a lot.
I see. I shall continue dealing with just you then. So what'll it be?
It's a bit pricey. Maybe we should just stick with the more common, but still not common, uncommon healing.
Yeah, those are the twin ones for 1,000.
They're just. I thought those were greater ones.
Oh, you just want a regular healing potion.
I'm just gonna go with the regular.
Oh, okay.
Efficient.
Well, very well. And she closes the box and opens up a crate behind the desk and says, "Well, come around." And she opens up a crate, and there's like 20 just regular health potions in there. 30 gold.
30 gold a piece?
30 gold.
Oh, that's way cheaper.
30 gold for all of them?
I'll take the crate.
What?
For 600?
Yes.
It's 30 gold!
It's a pretty big crate. It's like
It was 20?
No, 30 gold for all of it.
30 gold for.
No. 30 gold per potion.
I assume 30 gold.
This isn't a charity. 30 gold
The
each.
crate has
600.
20 potions?
Yes.
Alright, I'll take the whole crate for 600 then?
Yes.
Alright.
Hey.
Shake hands on it.
It was very nice doing business with you, sir.
Okay.
Can I
Gold pieces.
interest?
buy-
Oh, yes.
One of those summon crystals, or do they all come as 4?
Yeah, I'm kind of still interested in those too.
Oh,
What are those, 5,000 a piece?
no. Actually, you didn't get a price for those yet.
We got a price for the set.
No, we got a price for everything. I asked for everything.
Yeah.
Shane.
Oh, everything in the store?
Everything she'd shown them,
Yep.
and she
Oh, alright.
she threw a half-assed ironic number.
All right. So that wasn't just the gems. That was the gauntlet and brooch and
Yeah.
necklace.
So,
All right.
she said she notices you eyeing the elemental gems, and she looks at you. She goes, "You are a particular kind. I haven't seen one like you in a very long time." And she says, "Few, 500 each."
I say we go for one of these, or at least one. I want the green one.
Green, you said? Sure. I'll cover
Okay.
it. We'll take
I'll buy.
we'll take a water elemental with the green.
I will buy a fire and a air then, for 1,000 gold, and I'll deduct it from mine.
All right. So
Alright.
you're just leaving her. Which one are you leaving?
The
Yellow.
Yeah.
Everyone always
Wait,
leaves the yellow.
We should buy them all.
Here, I'll take the yellow for you. Oh.
All
I
right.
already have 2.
Yeah, I'll take the yellow, and then who's getting the?
I'm
green?
taking the green.
All right, you get the green.
And Lance taking air and fire. So I just add these to my
Alright.
inventory?
Yep.
Or the actual...
Just be sure to add them to your inventory. I have the actual stuff for them.
I don't know how to add them to my inventory.
Oh, just write it in. So at the bottom of your sheet, you'll see it says
The plus?
equipment. Just type plus, and you can start to type in new stuff.
And does it have a? I can't.
Or
Hold on.
you don't have to put a weight for something that small.
I can't figure out what it's actually called. Like the
Oh,
official name.
I'm sorry.
It's
It's
an elemental.
Sapphire.
yep. It's a elemental gem.
You can search it on the right.
You could just literally write in water elemental gem.
All right.
That way you know what kind it is instead of emerald
I
gem.
also still need to add that bow to my inventory.
Which bow?
The one that they had been holding for me.
Yeah, he got a bow literally as he died.
Oh yeah, the blazing bowstring bow.
Yep.
Oh, so
Blazing bowstring bow.
Yes. You have to attune to that one.
After what?
Attune to it. So you basically need to hang out with it for a little while and think really hard about
Oh,
it. And then you can use its effects. So currently it acts as a longbow. You need like a short rest to attune to it.
then I'm gonna ask, do you have anything in the way of greatsword?
Ah, yes. Glad you asked. I have silver greatswords. I have obsidian greatswords. I have different types of metal greatswords. I have magic greatswords. However, I also have mauls, battle axes, picks, pikes, scimitars, falchions.
How about armor?
Oh, of course. Walk with me. And she brings you over to the backside and moves another curtain that opens up to a vast dressing room. And you see as two very strange-looking creatures that you know to be doppelgangers come walking out.
Ah!
No, do not fear. Do not fear. And you watch as the doppelgangers become you. Totally naked. You.
Well, that's kind of.
Did we just?
His
Did,
new nickname is Tic Tac.
I was gonna say, did me and
You
Lamb
you
just see
you do
my
notice.
mistake?
No, he didn't see anything because the genital regions are just smoothed over. So you watch as they put on some sort of Spanx to like cover themselves up. She pulls out this long drawer from the side of the wall that stands about as tall as you do, and she pulls with all her might, and it opens up like 20 feet wide, and just a shit ton of suits of armor all hanging on like clothes hangers, like at a dry cleaners, just come flying out of the wall. Well, what are you looking for?
Plate. And it's gotta be better than I currently have.
Plate, you say? Mmm.
Anything with,
I may have just the thing for you. As she pushes this drawer closet back into the wall and pulls out another one that only comes out about 5 feet. And it's not a gimp suit. You notice these are plate sets made out of dragon scale. You see a black, a blue, brass, bronze. You see every color you can really think of. I had a lot of time to work on these ones. Top-notch quality.
Oh, is there a red one?
Yes.
What kind of, how much better is it?
Well, not only will this give you a +1 bonus to your armor class, but it also grants you resistance against the type that you choose.
And how much would the set cost? For what?
For one set, it'd be 1,500 gold.
I'd like to. All right.
That's actually wrong, but I've already said it.
I would like to buy a set in red, to match the flaming fist.
Yes, a discount for you since you are purchasing things here. Most people just come look.
Oh, if I have gold to spend, this is the place I spend it.
I'll make you a deal. You give me that water breathing amulet, and I will come back every time I want something.
Please no.
That's not. Yeah.
That's a good deal.
I'll tell you what. I'll give you this little bauble for you to go walk out the front door and wait for your friends. And she hands you a ring. Do you take the ring?
Can I inspect it, or is she like sliding over me all sly?
She's handing it to you. I mean, it's like
Is it just a normal ring?
it has a red jewel on it.
Sure, she could be.
You know what? Yeah, I take the ring.
Your hand suddenly feels really, really warm.
Really, what?
Warm.
Is that good?
Yes.
Okay. I like that. I have a ring of warmth that she gave me
about
for
as-
free. I hustled that chick. Oh yeah.
So wait, did she just like legitimately pay land to just fuck off?
A little bit.
I did, and I'm waiting outside, and it's nice and warm out there. That's for sure.
Today was a good day. Oh.
And actually, land from where you're standing, you can actually see Corvo off in the distance at a stand, doing some dealings with another man dressed very similarly to him.
Immortali.
Immortali.
Corvo's dead.
Jesus.
Thanks for bringing that back up.
But yes, back in the shop, bro show. It's just you and Lance left. Was there anything you were looking for?
Oh, what?
Oh, did I cut you off?
No.
No.
Oh yeah, you were looking for great swords too. That's right. But we'll get back to the great sword. Let's move over to bro show real quick.
I mean, between the elemental gem and the new bow I got from Lance, I think I'm pretty pleased.
Pretty happy. Well, always happy to have a satisfied customer. Thank you. As for the great swords, she walks you over to the wall, just adjacent to where you saw the armors. And this time, all the weapons are on full display on the long side of the wall. What kind are you looking for?
Well, it's gotta be magical.
Of course. And dismiss the first 5 on the left. I have a +1, a +2, a +3, and a flame tongue, an ice tongue, and a lightning tongue. Great sword.
A lightning tongue.
Yes. Does extra damage. Elemental damage.
On top of its regular damage.
On top.
Impressive.
Just like I could be.
Wait, I'm sorry. What?
Nothing, I had to cough.
And what would what are the prices for each of these?
Well, for the +1, it's 1,000. The +2, 15. +3, 2,000. The flame tongues start at 2,000 as well. Depending on the damage type.
What are the prices for the damage types?
Well, for the ice, it is 2,000. For the fire, it is 25. And for the lightning, it is 30.
I don't want to be in the situation where, well, even if something were to resist that, it would still do the damage. But maybe, nah.
The rules of resistance mean if you were to take damage you otherwise resist, you only take half. Haha!
Yes, and they still take the regular damage, I presume.
Of course, of course. Rebel.
I'll take. Let's see. Was the fire one that was
25.
is that Is that 25,000?
No, 2,500.
Okay.
Sorry, yeah, that would be insane. You buy a house or a sword.
I'll take that one. Is the fire's gotta match the red, and then I can cauterize people when I kill them, so they don't smell as bad.
Would you?
Try it.
You could leave the red sword with me, and I could enchant it. It'll be cheaper.
Oh. I do like this sword. It is already silver. That's not gonna be a problem for enchanting it, will it?
No, not at all. If anything, it makes it easier.
Ah. Wow. How long will that take?
It'll take me, well, if I work on it all night, take me the better part of a day.
And cost?
Tell you what, I'll waive the cost if you forward more customers onto me. Maybe mention Serena's Sorcerer's Sundries.
How could anyone not know about this place? It's such a great place to spend all your gold. Sure, I can do that.
Serena's Sorcerer's Sundries.
And I'll leave the sword with her, and
But
back in the day or so.
a fine knight as yourself shouldn't be left without a weapon. Here, take this for the day. And she hands you a +1 greatsword.
Oh, sure.
So
This can't be a trap. I'll put it on.
you can incite her. I mean, it's your choice.
I'm gonna incite just because enemy magic weapon. I don't know how great it is. I don't know. It could be cursed. Does it require attunement?
No, you're already attuned to that sword.
All right, that's probably not cursed. Scale mail. A dragon plate.
It works the same. You just treat, instead of scale mail, just as plate. So +1 to your regular plate AC. And then also resistance. So yeah, I think that just about covers all of the magic items. I mean, there are more, but I think... Do you have any more money?
I have another 3,000.
Damn, he is loaded.
But I'm also carrying the party gold, so really I've just spent already my cut.
Yeah.
But most of that was on healing potions for everybody, and I'm gonna divide those among everybody. Currently carrying 20 healing potions.
Alright. Is there anyone else that wanted to do anything before we move forward?
Yes.
How can I help
Yeah,
you?
Oh my god. I need armor.
Alright, so
That's all I need.
you see across the way is Serena's Sorcerer's Sundries.
I'll go there. Check it out.
Alright, and there you see, oh, a cute kitty on the ground, being a cute kitty. And you look up, and then you see the same kind of hunched over old lady covered in rags. Oh, hello there.
Oh, hello.
Another Honorakian, I see.
Something like that, yeah.
How can I help you?
Let's go with that. I just need some armor. These desert clothes ain't really cutting it.
I see. Yes, well, I have plenty of armor. Come with me. And she brings you over to a dressing room. As no one else is in here, you watch as two doppelgangers walk out and reveal your true form to no one. Just you and the shopkeep.
Okay.
You see a naked, penisless version of yourself. However you like to handle that. As they get dressed and prepare for you to select armors. You see, she pulls out from the wall, about half the size as the plate armor. She pulls it out. Various different leather and light armors. Is there anything in particular you're looking for?
I would like something that gives me a little bit more protection, but doesn't take any movement away from me.
I see. So you want to stay loose enough to run, but a little more firm.
Oh yeah.
Well,
And doesn't get in the way of my cloak.
excellent. Well, I happen to have some magically enhanced armor. A +1, a +2, and a +3 variant. And I also have a few of piercing resistance.
What's that piercing resistance looking like?
What?
Price-wise.
You know what? I actually have to pull my book out for this one. Get to it fast, get to it fast, get to it fast, get to it fast. Oh, don't die, don't die. I'm almost there. Alright, it'll cost about 500 gold.
Okay.
So this is studded leather armor of piercing resistance.
Okay. I'll take one of them. Obviously, only one.
Yep, and then there's also a few breastplates, hide, chain shirt, and then just, you know, you see, you don't want padded, but you see leather and studded leather as well. Actually,
Alright,
you see a couple of colored breastplates, so some of them are made up of dragon scales.
Okay.
Breastplate doesn't give you disadvantage, just a heads up.
Yeah. So I'll take a breastplate that gets rid of gives me some resistance to fire.
You want a red breastplate? Red scale?
If that works for me.
Absolutely. That's gonna cost you 1,200.
Okay. So how many platinum would that be if I had to drop it?
Duh. Duh.
Help me out here,
Duh.
man.
Alright,
One platinum is 10 gold pieces, so it's just 120.
so 10, 12 gold pieces. I mean, 12 platinum pieces.
If it's 1,200 gold, it should be 120 platinum pieces.
Oh!
My headset just turned off.
It's 100.
So what?
That would be 120 platinum pieces.
Ah,
One platinum is
shit!
100 gold.
I only have 70 platinum. Ugh.
It's okay. I'll cover the rest out of the party gold.
There's party gold?
It's my gold.
Guys, buy Valeth or something.
They didn't come. I'll give him healing potions.
Get him armor. Oh, damn it.
He can't wear armor, isn't he a wizard?
He wears light armor.
Yeah, maybe I should have gotten armor.
It's not too late. Now's your chance. Come walking back in the shop. Maybe I do want armor.
So
Yeah, maybe
what's
I
the
should.
conversion? So
At-
what's the conversion from platinum to gold?
One platinum is 10 gold.
Okay. How much was the full set?
1,000,
gold.
1,200 for the red the red dragon breastplate.
All right. Well, I'll drop. I have 70 plat. So confused. Hold on.
It's okay. Math's hard.
You would
Alright.
need 50 more
Another-
platinum.
50 more.
Or
platinum.
500 gold
Oh wait, I
pieces.
can cover this. I'm a fucking retard.
It's
All
okay.
right. Yeah. Okay, I got it. There, I dropped all of it.
All right. So, the difference is that is a breastplate that's +1 that has resistance to fire damage. So, enjoy that.
We're all gonna have resistance to fire damage.
Yep. And then Brosho, you walk back into the shop. You watch as the doppelgangers quickly change back out of someone else's skin to their own before you can see what it looks like.
All right. What have you got for light armor?
So, same deal. You see that there is padded leather, studded leather, in the magical varieties of +1, 2, and 3, just standard, a bit cheaper. And then you see that she has a few elemental kinds made from dragon scales.
All right.
What armors are you proficient in as a monk?
Brosho is not a monk,
Oh,
Yeah, I'm a
I was thinking-
ranger.
I'm sorry, I was thinking of land.
so you can have light and medium armors. So there's also hide, chain shirt, scale mail, breastplate, and half plate.
Don't worry about the cost too much. I can cover pretty much all the like medium armor.
Yeah, get everyone armor. If you can cover so much.
I mean, I was only carrying more because I had more strength.
Lady Zan has, well, actually, Lady Zan might not want your urban armor. I don't know, I can't speak for her, I don't know. She has really awesome Umber Hulk armor, though.
No,
I'm
she
not
doesn't
buying
want
armor for
any.
anyone who's not here.
Yeah. Number one, I'm not there. And number two, she doesn't want anyone.
I don't know what
Any of
fits
that
her.
armor.
Yeah, meta
She
me.
likes her book.
But yes,
armor.
Bro Show, what can I interest you in?
All right, you cut out for a second there, but I think you just asked me what you were
Yes,
what
sorry.
interested in.
I'm gonna be getting a new microphone soon.
All right, let's take a look at that fancy dragon scale armor.
So you see, she has all different varieties in color, starting at 1,000.
All right.
So the cheapest one you see is of ice resistance. For 1,000, you see a poison and acid resistance for 1,100, fire resistance 1,200, and then lightning resistance for 1,500.
I feel like the poison acid resistance would have been nice.
Actually,
Yeah,
you
earlier.
you hear you have poison resistance now,
All right.
just innately.
Yeah, that what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. I got immunity to it now.
Not immunity, but
So,
resistance.
Let's see. We look to Lance. Like what can we expect to see most commonly? Like fire or lightning?
That's a Vaelithar question.
we've definitely already seen, a lightning dragon that when they attacked Green. We know that's working with the cultists. Might not be a bad idea. Fire is not bad because it's less rare.
More common.
It's like it's more common.
You know what? Let's go for the.
If we get fire, we'll all match.
Yeah, I'll get the gold fire. The gold fire armor.
Gold. Ooh. Oh right. That works really well for your color scheme.
Yeah, it'll be
So
pretty.
you see, this set was actually a very special donation. You should be honored. These are the scales of the golden dragon, Protanthor. I met him myself.
Oh, how much does it cost?
That was 1,200.
Yeah, I'll don't worry. I'll take care of it with the party gold.
Yeah, whether it's a good or bad dragon doesn't change the price. It's based on the elemental effect. Because when enchanting,
Don't bother baking it up. I'm wearing it out.
what would you like to done with this old armor? It's pretty musty.
Yeah, I died in it.
I'm sorry to hear that. I'm glad to see you in mostly one piece.
I guess, is there anything we can do with it? Is it worth selling?
I could certainly take it off your hands. What kind of armor was it?
Leather.
Oh, it probably rotted.
Don't be disappointed, sir, but the amount of time it's going to take me to restore this leather costs more than the amount I can give you to make a profit. So, how about instead, I give you, and she hands you a little health potion, a little vial. It's half of a regular one. It's a little sipsy. This is a spare the dying potion.
Alright, yeah, I suppose it's better than nothing.
Oh, armor for the Drake.
Oh, yes.
Or at least the saddle.
I have both. Saddles, armor.
Oh, they got everything here.
I do.
should get something for everybody except for
Maybe we should get like. Can we get one with like a tiny saddle so that when we enlarge the Drake, it'll be a normal sized
It'd have to
saddle?
be enchanted, probably.
We have
I think
gnome-sized saddles. We have halfling-sized saddles.
Don't ever say no again.
She pulls her hood down to reveal she's really short and no, just kidding.
She's technically a gnome. Ah! These guys. I think enlarge reduce takes care of the spell itself.
Yeah.
But, I don't know.
But then the saddle will be huge and it'll be too big for you. We need a tiny saddle so that when it gets big, it's a normal sized saddle.
I mean, it's a fair argument, but all in all, it won't really affect anything that differently. Magic is nice.
All right.
But yes, there are medium and heavy armors. For
Give him a.
what kind
we'll
of
get him
what kind of dog?
the kind that's
Dragon
scaly and
dog?
poisonous.
Oh, you don't want
Great.
any armor, silly. Is he here? Is he around?
Yeah, I think he's waiting outside.
Yes, I forgot I had a raspy voice and I started speaking more British.
You're kind of doing your Veilifar.
Yeah, I started to do a Veilithar. Doing great, you guys. I'm not dying. She pulls out a vial, a clear vial, and with a little dripper on it. And she says, "Before I use this, do you have 500 gold?"
We do, but are we committing to something here?
Oh,
What are you doing exactly?
these are scale hardeners. 1 drop per scale will be enough to increase his natural armor.
Per
Thick-
scale.
thick-
That's gonna take forever.
Thicken his hide. Well, you can rub it in.
500 gold pieces per scale. Oh my god.
No, for the vial.
Oh.
It's enough to coat him once.
I wonder if that'll work.
it'll-
I wonder if that'll work on me now.
His AC will go up by 1. 500 gold? Question mark?
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh, very well. And here, have another spare the dying potion.
Another what?
Spare the dying potion.
Oh, thank you.
You never know when your warlock's gonna die.
Counting gold over there?
Yes.
All right. And does that conclude the magical item ceremony?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Let's get some different.
You know what? If I have anyone else who's looking to buy magic items, I'll send them this way.
Well, thank you. Oh yes, and I do have magic arrows.
I'll let everybody know. Fuck this.
Here we go. Something a little less epic. A little loud though. So you guys are you exiting? Say goodbye to the doppelgangers.
Bye, Doppelgate.
Bye, mannequins.
Here it is, derailed folder. they don't make any noise, but you watch as they chuckle as you make your joke.
Oh yeah, they need to.
Ah,
That was
ignore that. I was just trying to read it.
that was rather cruel for Bro Show. Anyways, you make your way onto the streets as the sun is beginning to set.
Spend 30 minutes changing armor.
Yeah.
So before.
Is
I didn't buy any. I got a free ring though.
You can't wear any.
I charmed her.
as you guys step out onto the streets outside of the Sorcerer's Sundries, you watch it as as the crowd begins to disperse. The common rabble, everyone in the marketplace is kind of, gotten their goods and they're leaving home. You watch as Felgalos makes his way through a clearing and quickly shapes back into the size of an adult dragon, unaware that he's not going to completely fit, and he kind of shoulders his way between 2 buildings, and he goes, "Sorry!" but in a really deep, "Sorry!" kind of breaks the side of a building.
Stop!
Oh God! flaps his wings, and all the tops of like the marketplace, all the cloth canopies fly off. He flaps them once more, and the dust from the ground begins a circling dust storm as the crowd's like, "Oh my God, what's going? Stop that!" He's flap, flap, flap. He takes off into the air, and as he takes flight, the very first time he actually like spreads his wings and actually gets some air under his wings, he falls and crashes right into the ground, slamming into the side of a building. And he gets up one more time. Oh, it's been.
Take a break, man.
No, it's fine. I got this. He flaps once more. Finally gets the aviation and flies off into the sky. See you around.
Oh, that was painful to watch. I'm not drunk enough for that.
You watch as Valithar and Lady Zan come around the corner. Like, oh! And Valithar, holding his book in his hand, he says, "I knew I recognized that dragon."
You cut out there.
Valithar and Lady Zan turn the corner. Seeing you guys turn the corner. Am I cutting out that bad?
Sometimes, yeah.
God damn it. I need to borrow a microphone. I will figure that out. Lady Zan and Valithar turn the corner as Dr. Nada and Immortali come to meet up with the group outside of the Sorcerer's Sundries after that chaos. Valithar, with his book in hand, is always stating, "Wow, I knew I recognized that dragon. That's Felgalos, the Flying Misfortune."
Oh yeah, we talked. He kind of gave us his name.
Yes, he did say his title. It took me a moment, but you know how like a child on a bike needs training wheels. It's like he never learned how to fly properly.
Aw. It's kind of cute, actually.
Now it makes sense why there was a big hole in the Dragon Slayer ceiling.
Oh.
What an
Things are coming together.
what an interesting dragon. I surely hope we see him again. It would make me happy.
I'm sure we will. I'm gonna look to the sky and go, what time is it?
It's time.
Alright, let's head to the summit.
So you guys, as a group, make it from one side of the city. You are currently in the outer city, the less nice side. You make your way to Baldurs Gate itself. Where at Baldur's Gate, waiting for you, you see... Well, now I have to pop people up from the GM layer. Leosin Erlenthar, Escobert the Red, Governor Nighthill, Ulder Ravengard, and Anthar Froom, as well as a fat noble, whom you've never seen before. So I'm going to move you guys now.
Did Ular make it?
Into the summer. Oh yeah, and Ular, the unbreakable kobold king. So everyone get in this cramped box.
Oh, good. All right. Bam.
Except Rax. Rax is waiting outside in the stable. With Minerva.
Why do we gotta be over here?
Because you are all in a cramped room.
Okay.
Alright.
Ah, oh, nobody feels a fire
Let's
alarm.
see. Let's find some more epic.
Oh my god.
And all the main characters and most of all the very important people. I'm not gonna wear the dragon armor. I haven't painted flaming fist symbols on it yet.
I see. And you can actually just pick some up from like any guard post. You're just well known. You can just literally flash your badge and be like, "Give me that shit."
Handy.
So, you all make it into a not quite crammed room. There's enough room to breathe, but for the amount of people, it's seemingly a snug room, but surprisingly one of the larger rooms you can find shorthand in Baldur's Gate. Atop the tower, that is, in the High Hall. The High Hall itself stands about 6-7 feet. 7 feet tall! 7 stories tall.
Call to me.
It has many purposes, but in this session, you guys are gathering with different allegiances here. So, You're all led to a table by the Flaming Fist. You all sit down, even though your tokens are all spread out. It's actually like a, think of a nice big round table that's big enough to seat 20 people. Along the walls, you see people in full gray plate armor with fists on their chests, members of the Order of the Gauntlet. You see in a bit more colorful garb, members of the Flaming Fist line the adjacent wall. A couple of members of the Harper, Veluthar and Leosin, sit with their Harper pins, as well as Governor Nighthill, who stands firm, and nice title. Kind of looks upset-ish, but for the most part, you see a man who is appearing to press forward, representing a Lord's Alliance emblem, with several other Lord's Alliance members in the room, unmentioned without tokens. Now,
Alright.
Heroes of Greenest and new allies. And actually, before we start the summit, Leosin looks.
I whispered about it. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I almost skipped over this. Leosin walks up to land, and you see Leosin. His face is beaten and bruised pretty badly. Lots of gashes and cuts, but his spirit doesn't faint as he gets down on a knee and holds his hand out, clutches a fist, and it radiates a shadowy essence. And he opens his hand, and he looks to you. Just looks. Have you obtained it? Have you
Yeah.
obtained it? Show me.
Yes. What do you want me to show you?
You okay? over
Smooth.
Not.
I think it's a wedding ring.
He once again shows his other fist, and he punches 3 times fast as the shadowy essence from his fist illuminate a dark purple and black from his fist. Show me that what I taught you, you have retained.
I make my fist all shadowy.
Good. And he bows. I'm proud of you, Land. You've come a very long way. When I first encountered you, you were pathetic, weak. Now, look at you. What you've overcome.
Yeah, I led this whole group, practically.
I'm proud of you.
Didn't you get 2 people killed?
I thought this was a private conversation.
3 people.
Some of them got better.
Death.
I mean,
Death cannot be helped sometime.
and it's as long as I keep on going, we're good.
What is important to take away from this is misplacement of strength and ego. Just continue to do your best. Make
Yep,
strides.
we can run.
On this bearded man chimes in. If I could have your attention, please. My friends, we have important business to discuss. At this point, you know a little less than we do. But we know twice as much today as we did a 10-day ago. Something rotten is afoot. We haven't the formal organization yet to completely oppose these rascals. Not yet, anyway. We're working on that. But we need people like you, who know how and when to fight. And when to keep their heads down and observe. We can't promise you anything except long days filled with danger and stress. What could be better than that? See, today, we offer you positions within our factions. The Harpers, Order of the Gauntlet, and the Lord's Alliance. We've seen the work you've done, or We have heard the work you have done, and wish to recognize you. However, upon this recognizing moment, we call upon you for aid. The cult of the dragon has infiltrated the city after ruining most of the southern portions of the Sword Coast. Burgost, Nashkel, and Greenest all lay in flame. Governor Nighthill stands up. After you had left into the wood, they had returned once more a day after. We assumed the worst after you did not return from your reconnaissance mission, and we put up the best fight we could. However, only a handful of citizens and Escobert and myself were able to survive. We were able to escape the second round of attacks on Nashkel and Bergost. We were allowed to warn them, but it was too late. It's for naught. It appears they're stronger than we thought they were, with extraordinary allies and powers. It has now come to our attention that giants of all kinds, which usually obey one another in the ordering, have begun to break their patterns. We sent most of our forces north. We weren't ready for this. So, a few of our Harper spies, I'm sorry, Leosin cuts in. A few of our Harper spies, this guy right here, have spotted a half-black dragon within the confines of the city. I suspect they're laundering the goods from the raids into the caravans through Baldurs Gate. And I have it on good word, and he pats the back of this very fat man right here. Oh, yes. This is Aiken Selvan. He runs the caravan company that the Lord's Alliance protects, that we protect. He was contacted by Resmir herself. He put his very life in danger just being here tonight. So we need to act quickly. It appears there are more than we thought. We don't know how many are within the walls, but we do know they are heading north. They're on the first caravan scheduled to leave in about 2 nights. We need you to try and get hired on. Try to make your way. Otherwise, follow close behind. We mustn't lose them now. Find where the gold is going. And I promise you, your reward will be great. Greater than gold. Greater than anything money could buy.
The satisfaction of a good job.
The death of the dragon cult.
I
Yes.
whispered to myself softly.
Didn't we just join a dragon? Oh my god. Not how that works.
So, heroes of Greenest. Governor Nighthill chimes in. We call upon your aid once more. We cannot so brashly act in the open yet. We cannot cause a stir. We need to keep this under wraps. Can we count on you to infiltrate? Find where they're going. And, if possible, put an end to Resmir.
Considering how well we did last time, probably not.
No.
We could even deliver a caravan. Who's gonna hire us after that?
Believe me, we've been trying to infiltrate. Even Leosin here was within the raider camp. That's how we got the knowledge we have now.
Well, you see, it's kind of a dragon that sent us back here that thinks we're on its side, and we're not really.
Brosho
We are
slams.
indebted.
Yeah, Brosho slams his hands on the table as soon as you start talking, Lance, and he just makes a very loud draconic. You watch as his
We are
eyes.
indebted to that dragon.
I mean, you are.
You chose to bring me to her.
I mean, I kind of agree with
I
Lance on this.
didn't
Like,
actually
like,
choose.
you
to...
kind of are. She didn't bring me back to life.
Veda,
I didn't even wasn't trying to find her. She pulled us into her maze.
And you made the deal with her.
I was gonna marry you in the maze.
older.
Is someone talking?
Sorry.
Carry on.
It's a green dragon. We can look at all the loopholes in any of her. You should do the same.
I will not.
Well, older Ravengard chimes in. It sounds as though you did have quite the adventure. Exactly what is going on with this green dragon?
Well, not entirely sure what her plans are, but
She doesn't seem happy
Probably-
about the dragon cult.
Yeah, I think we can
No.
at least agree that regardless of whether or not we're in debt to this dragon, which we are, then we at least need to kill the cult of the dragon.
it's a green dragon, and she's our ally for now. She wants to cult this.
A
dog.
green dragon is never your ally.
I know.
There is an ulterior motive.
Of course
Lance,
there is.
I know you've been retired, but it is your duty to look into this.
Ugh.
Lance, I call you back. And he hands you a badge.
Thank you, sir.
Flame Lance. We need you. Lead the way. Bring an end to these monsters. Send them back to where they came. In pieces.
So that came from pieces. I guess probably. That's not important. Sure. Absolutely.
Very well. You have 2 days to prepare. Gather what you can. Some disguises. Dress yourself down. Surely
No.
they won't hire you on if you dress like that.
We just bought this armor.
Oh, then they won't recognize it.
Well, how many of you would they recognize? Who's come in contact with the cult?
Probably me.
Let's see. It is Land, Zan, Vey, and Lance. Mordelai and Dr. Nada didn't encounter any of those dragon cultists. So, how you do it in your discretion is entirely up to you. Unless anyone has anything else to add, this summit is adjourned so long as all parties have accepted responsibility. While you gather reconnaissance, we deal with the giant menace in the north, and we will regather, regroup, and prepare for the next step. Take these, and Older hands you, Lance, 2 stones with carved faces. Did I just cut out?
No, you're good.
Okay, cool.
Keep going.
These are sending stones. Take these, communicate with me at least once a day. If I don't hear from you, I'll expect the worst. We'll try to send someone out to help you, but we can't promise anything. We're counting on you. And with that, everyone stands up, scoots in their chairs, and begins filing out the door. Leosin stands behind in wait.
Notice that blue kobold from earlier, that really long name tag.
Oh yeah, I'm
Being
sorry.
quiet.
Did Ular have anything he wanted to add?
No, he's gonna stay quiet. But no, later, when it's less, direct one-on-one and there's more mingling, you find out that Ular's forces, and he goes say his forces, many kobolds, are currently outside the city, protecting the city in case of an attack. But if there's any way that can assist, be willing to try.
Very well. For the first time in, I think, ever, we grant temporary access to your kobold forces. One slip up, Ular. That's all it takes. Don't let me down. Older
Want to see the dragons gone.
agreed as Alder walks with you out the door. So, Velithar looks over at everyone and says, "So, what'd you buy me?"
Oh, I got you these healing potions. And I give him one.
Oh,
Or two.
thank you.
And you notice everybody else is wearing, magical plate armor and weapons. You got 2 healing potions.
Where'd you
I'm playing with my 2 crystals in my hand.
where'd you guys get all that stuff?
Oh, you
I
should check
found
it out sometimes. It's
Serena
Sorcerer's
Sorcerer Sundry.
Yes, Sorcerer's Sundry.
Oh, I think I will then.
Nice place. It's got lots of items. Real cheap.
Tell her we sent you.
Yeah. Tell her Lance sent you.
I will, thank you. Anyways, we should probably get some lodging, don't you think?
Yes. I think.
Alright, well, I know of a place. It's called Three Old Kegs. It's not too far from here. Towards the northern gate. I know a guy who might be able to get a deal.
Sounds good to me.
Excellent.
Okay.
Alright, and with that, you guys, we're going to end tonight's session. I know it wasn't a very combat-heavy session.
There was no combat.
Well, there was a bar fight.
Yeah, I did shoot a bottle out. Land.
Yep. So next week, we will be infiltrating the dragon cult, trying to get in on that caravan, and we'll see what happens.
Oh boy.
So a little shorter session tonight. Not as exciting, but stuff we had to get out of the way. Stuff we had to do. Really find out what we're doing, where we're going, get some new shit. You guys got some new shit now. New stuff.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
What's the point of robbing dragons' hordes
Yep.
if you can't,
Oh, yes, and on your way out, you saw there were a couple of liaisons with clipboards.
You cut out.
Oh. On your way out of the High Hall, you saw 3 different liaisons with clipboards. One with holding a harper pin, the other with a Order of the Gauntlet badge, and another resembling the colors of the Lord's Alliance, looking a bit more formal than the other 2, all offering signing onto these factions.
No Emerald Enclaves?
You are pretty much the de facto representation of the Emerald Enclave right now, inside of this meeting.
Okay.
Currently. If you were to have asked earlier, though, you would have learned that all Southern acting Emerald Enclave agents have started to make their way to the Shadowtop Cathedral. You probably found that out at the Temple of Shantia.
Okay.
So, going north. Everyone's going north.
To the north.
The north remembers. But yeah, so we'll cut it early tonight, and then we'll get together next Wednesday. Unless anything comes up, let me know, but we'll plan on next Wednesday as the next session, and I promise you it won't be as boring as this one. Alright.
Good.
Thank you to any new viewers for coming and checking us out. Thank you to the players for coming and doing a social session that they weren't anticipating. But
Like, comment, subscribe.
like, comment, subscribe. Exactly. Check us out at Queen of Dragons 16 at Twitch, and I gotta find a URL for our YouTube channel, so just Google Queen of Dragons Forgotten Realms Adventures for now. Good night, everyone. You guys can message me on Discord if you have any questions or want to talk about the session.
Word.
All right, I'm gonna
Peace
stop.
out.
Good night.